So they'll be calling you a radical, so we're tracking the copper it just started. So here we go. Now, okay. That's last year's number, and then last year's number was a 65% collapse over the protests, the projections. This year, and it runs like clockwork, that 23. Last year, that 34.60. The 10-year mean right now is well over 6,000. Now, will they play the same game they did on Bonneville? Now, here's Bonneville. Let me show you how they're geeking up. They're geeking up saying it's 45% now on their lies. Okay? It started out the same way. So what do they do? Just like last year, they lie. I mean, total lies. And they're all geeked up about 45% of the 10-year mean. This is a catastrophe. This thing's spewing all over hell. What's Fukushima? No, that Fukushima has nothing to do with the toxic gases coming out of there. Completely out of the mean here, what's going on. Let's go back to it. So last year, now let's stay with me on this. 723,000. The projections on escaping to go to sea for 5 years on the copper. This is the copper in Alaska, the big, thick, heavy cuts. The projection was 2.3 million. So the year before, they come in at 800,000. Stay with me. So, okay, they came in last year at 723,000. They projected at 2.3 million. 2016, based on record escaping, they were projected at 1.7 million. They came in at 101 million. 2015, 1.3 million. Okay, projections for 2018 were 2.7 million based on escapement. Let's see how far they're spread out. So this is the copper. Now, I'm overwhelmed, by the way. I'm completely overwhelmed. I'm trying to upload some stuff on the corruption I'm trying to expose here. This is the most corrupt place on the face of the earth. Weber State, Weber County. I mean, I'm overwhelmed. I'm the guy on Indian Point in New York, on the status quo in Jersey, and Michelle's been fighting with them down there in South Carolina today. They just lie. They lie on the Moxfield nightmare. He told her Fukushima never killed anyone. And she's got the FOIA documentary. What about the Fukushima 50? They're all dead. I mean, it's killed millions. It's killed the Pacific Ocean. These salmon go to sea for 5 years. So let's talk about it. All the numbers. So the Chinook salmon go to sea for 5 years. The spring run, the Umpqua. See, Umpqua has 42 right now because we can physically go count, and we do. 42 in the hatchery. I've talked to them. They gill netted 35 in the bottom. There's only 7 naturally made it back. That's less than 1% of the 10-year mean. The Rogue right now has 183 for the year. That's less than 10% of the mean. It's catastrophe. So the Willamette's collapsed again on the Steelhead. That's a nightmare. So they're still fishing. So the Columbia, 2015 record returns, 2014, 2013, 2016. I'm the only person on earth who's saying, no, it's going to collapse. Projected returns of 1.7 million. They came in at 680,000. 2017 projection on escapement in the pastures, they call, which is the ocean. They're admitting that they die in the ocean. So they came in, they were projected at 2.3 million, 480,000. So this year, their lower projection on the spring number is 160,000. They're at 55,000. They're all gung-ho. The run's almost over. And you saw how it started. I was running less than 1%, so they're lying. The Army Corps engineers are lying, just like they're here. This guy drains off the marsh. Because the live cam on the Bonneville's been out for 7 years. So I'm going to head back to San Diego real quick, ASAP. I mean, I've got so much going on, I don't know how I do it. To meet with Rachel, who's got all the soil samples when she was trapped inside Fukushima, Japan. She's back in San Diego. We've made contact again. And so I'm going to fly down there, and she's never put up her data. She has it. She would have it tested in the lab. We have it. I'm going to get that up. I mean, I'm overwhelmed. Literally overwhelmed. I mean, I'm fighting this corrupt monster here in Utah. This is the most corrupt place on earth. I mean, they're going to name this guy head of the DNR, who's the biggest environmental, tortured, destroyed this environment in the history of the state of Utah. Such a big story. Nobody stays with me. So, these numbers are catastrophe now. The copper runs like clockwork. Get your big Copper River exclusive cuts. Oh, what a nightmare. It's a nightmare. So, I don't know how I can even... I'm overwhelmed. Literally. So, they're 23. So, let's get down here. Okay, so, keep coming. Alright. So, this year they have 23. Last year they had 3,460 on this date. The year before they had 26,485 on this date. The year before, 35,207. Nothing to see, nothing to see, nothing to see. Will they start the lies like they do on the Bonneville? Because the Chamber of Commerce runs the show? My guess. Let's go back here again. This is what they're going to know about. It's a catastrophe, I'm here to tell you. They got to see the typos are all dead. You Google dead typos, you're going to get me. Google Samacollapse, you're going to get me. How's that even possible? 7 billion people on Earth. Everybody goes after me. So, I don't give a fuck about your opinion of me anymore. I don't care. The facts are the facts. Yeah, that's nothing. Which I call Facebook nothing but the greatest. It's just a digital storage shed. Stay tuned. The catastrophe goes on and no one gives a shit. May 12, like clockwork. Copper River, there's 23. You see it. The year before, on this date, 3,460, which was a catastrophe collapse. That was a collapse, 26,400. You think this is a collapse? Oh, I'm telling you, this is a catastrophe. It's not a place where wind is setting off, and is it too late? I don't know. Stand tuned.